We're live.
Okay, guys, we're live. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're first going to go over the itinerary that I handed each one of you that have your backpack in it. Okay, so this should have been emailed to everyone. When you get home, check your mailbox. You should have it in your email. It will come from Access, not Travel House. If you don't have it, check your junk, your spam, and if you still don't have it, call us and we'll try and figure out what the problem is. Okay? So everything on there is in that itinerary. Okay? And then when you open the Access travel map, you'll see there will also be a section called Documents. So in the Documents section will be this next section, Need to Know, that we'll real quickly go over after the itinerary, and then we'll have question time. There's also an Athens travel guide in there, and then if anybody's doing any of the public tours, your vouchers are in there, okay? But you should have, when you book your public tours, they should have automatically been emailed to you from Viator anyway, but that's just a double check, okay? So we're going November 7th. Woohoo, it's only been 3 years. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay, so on your itinerary, it should have where your bus transportation is. Now, up top is just a quick view of everything on there. So we're going to go into detail. Proof of citizenship, make sure you bring your passport. I'm double checked everybody's expiration dates. Everybody should go. Okay. Travel House contact information. There is the Travel House emergency number, but that's only manned certain hours. If it's during office hours, please call the office. And then my cell is for the night before, morning of the trip, okay, and then during the trip. Now keep in mind, I'm going to be on all the Travel House tours. So when I'm out and about during the day, I don't know that I'm going to have Wi-Fi service. So if something is a true emergency, have the hotel call a doctor or whatever you need, and then when I get back, I'll get your messages. Okay. COVID-19, you'll see in there our COVID waiver. Really, there are no real requirements right now unless you're going to be doing public transport, so like their bus system and all that. They want a high filtration face mask. Europe is all about the N95 and KN95s, not this disposable mask that we have here. So my advice would be, you can get them on Amazon or wherever. I would take some with you just in case. Okay. Also, I think taxis, when we were reading, like require a face mask, but we'll find out when we get there, if anybody's going to use a taxi. Okay, baggage. So everybody is allowed to bring one checked bag per person. That is free with the airline, up to 50 pounds. The dimensions are there. It's about 59 inches length plus width plus height. That's Emirates policy, okay? You're also allowed to bring a carry-on. The carry-on should be such as a backpack or something small, not another little suitcase that goes in the overhead. Our buses will not fit that, okay? So this is going by the buses. So it can be like a backpack. So we have in there 29 inches, which is 12 inches by 11 by 6 or something very similar. And then you can still bring a purse or something like that, a personal item. There's links there, which you'll also find on the digital copy, which you can click on if you have questions about what you can take on the plane. Okay? Moving down to our daily itinerary. So November 7th, we're going to leave the U.S. So we have 2 different buses. We have King of Prussia, which is on its own route. So if you're getting on in King of Prussia, there's about 9 of you. Susan Spears, who's not here due to a last-minute issue, she is going to be doing the count at the bus. So you'll go right from King of Prussia to Newark Airport, where we'll all meet up together. The other bus is going to begin at Franconia Heritage, and then it's going to make a stop at Quakertown Park and Ride and Route 33 Park and Ride on the way to the airport. On your itinerary, whatever you see there, if it says Franconia, if it says Quakertown, if it says Route 33, that's where I have as your pickup. So if it is incorrect, please let me know, okay? It also has the appropriate pickup time for that location. Franconia is 5 p.m. Quakertown Park and Ride, we're figuring we'll be there around 5:30. And then I'm figuring the bus will finally get to Route 33 about 6:10 p.m. King of Prussia, you're just going straight there, so the pickup time is 5:55 p.m. King Limousine is who we're using, so you'll be looking for a bus from King Limousine. Okay? When we get to Newark Airport, you all may check in. You just use your passport. When you put your passport up, it should pull all your reservation information. Okay? You can go right up to the gate. So if King of Prussia gets there before us, you don't have to sit and wait for the rest of the group. Just go in, check in, go up to the gate, and we'll all see each other at the gate. Okay? If anybody does not know where the group is, or you're nervous or anything like that, call my cell phone. It will be good. So we haven't lost anybody yet. Always good to know. Yes. You cannot check in ahead of time. This is a group reservation, so you do not have the reservation number or anything like that. Again, they can pull the reservation by your passport information because they have all of that. Okay. Everybody has their seat assignments. The Emirates, any airline can change them anytime, so I apologize if it's not what we originally confirmed. I tried.
Do you know if the flight is full?
I don't. They don't let me know that, so yeah. Now, good news is Emirates is supposed to be one of the better airlines in the world, so it should be fun. Okay, so we're going to leave Newark at 11:55 p.m. It's a late flight, and then we're going to arrive in Athens at 4:10 the next day. Underneath the flight section, if any of you had a JetBlue frequent flyer number or a known traveler number, you'll see a note that your known traveler number has been added, or you'll see your JetBlue frequent flyer number there, okay? If you don't see that and you have either of them and want me to add it, just call me or Sherry and let us know. Keep in mind, global entry and TSA PreCheck are not the same thing. TSA PreCheck is within the U.S. You need global entry for international. When you sign up for global entry, it includes TSA PreCheck for free. But if you just sign up for TSA PreCheck, you do not have global entry. Okay? Once we get to Athens, this is different from us because we're used to arriving in the morning. So we're going to get there at night. What we're going to do is everybody just go off the plane because you're going to have to go through customs. So just go down at your own speed, go through customs. We're going to meet up in the baggage claim area, okay? Where we'll all get our bags. And that bag tag, if you have it attached to your luggage, it kind of makes it easier to find out, see the bags that are with the group because it kind of stands out, okay? So once we get there in baggage claim and we kind of do a count, then we'll make our way out of the secure area. Please do not leave the secure area. Stay at our baggage carousel until we have a count and Sherry and I said we're ready to go, okay? Once we get out, unfortunately we're getting in at 4:10 p.m., so we're going to go right to the hotel. The good news is we should be able to get into the rooms right away. No more people stacked out in the lobby. You're going to get ready, and we're going to be leaving for dinner very soon after that, okay? So our hotel is the Devani Palace Acropolis. We're all in superior rooms. You'll see here all kinds of information about the hotel if you want to read down through it. They have a pool. They do not have a spa, unfortunately. They have a bar, and they have a restaurant. It looks like they do have a free shuttle bus to the main square, so you can just talk at the main reception desk because you might be able to take advantage of that for those of you that are kind of exploring the city on your own. Okay?
Lisa?
Yes.
What's a pillow menu?
They have different types of pillows. So you can call housekeeping and ask what your choices are: feather, down, whatever. And if you would like to do that, let me know how it goes. Okay. Breakfast is served in the Aspasia, I guess, restaurant. It's 7 to 10:30, so breakfast is included for everybody, okay, every day. So make yourself, you can go down whenever you want. Let's see here. And on there should be your roommate who you're sharing a room with and all that, okay? So our welcome dinner is going to be, the start time is 7:15 a.m. So whenever we have a group activity, if you have decided you do not want to participate in it or anything like that, please let's share in it, or I know, because believe me, we count a million times during the trip, especially Sherry.
A lot.
So don't hold anybody up because you weren't coming and you didn't tell anybody. Just let us know, hey, I don't think I'm going to go to the dinner, I'm too tired or whatever, just so we're not waiting on you. And also, whatever the start time is, be down in the lobby about 10 or 15 minutes prior, okay? So 7:15, we'll go eat, and then afterwards we'll come back and night-night. Okay, so the next morning, we're gonna meet, it's gonna be 8 a.m., so you can get up and have breakfast beforehand, and we're gonna start our half-day Athens city tour. So we'll do the tour, we'll kind of go around, and then we're gonna end up at the Acropolis, and go up. If anybody has trouble walking, I'm told there is an elevator there, so just let me know, because I will be using the elevator. So we'll go up and meet everybody up there. What else? After the tour, because the Acropolis sits very close to our hotel, there is not going to be transportation back to the hotel because it's within a short walking distance back. So if you are not going on to the gastronomy tour with Travel House, you can walk back, or I was told it was about a 10 or 15 minute walk to the Square of Waka, okay? You're in the Old Town area, so just keep that in mind. For those of you going on the gastronomy tour with Travel House, we're going to hang out there. I believe the same guide is the one who is going to be leading us or with us for the gastronomy tour. So they're going to take us in a vehicle over to there, and then we'll do that tour. They're thinking we should be back to the hotel probably around 6:30, so it depends on how fast or slow we go. So, okay, so we have the Travel House tour if you're participating. Otherwise, the rest of your day is free. So enjoy Athens or whatever you have decided to do. Thursday is a day at leisure, or we also have the full day Delphi tour with Travel House. Again, the start time is 8 a.m. We're probably going to be back to the hotel around 6. Again, that's a general time. It's about a 10-hour tour. So again, we'll meet in the lobby. But everybody else has the day free unless you schedule the public tour. Okay, after that, we have day at leisure, and then we're doing the afternoon Sunyan tour. So that start time is 2 p.m. Again, we'll meet in the lobby 10 or 15 minutes before that, and then we'll go out to there, and if you're not doing that, again, public tours or whatever you have planned for that day, okay? Following that, we are doing, and also for the Sunyan, we will probably stop for ice cream on our way back at everybody's own expense. But that would be fun. We'll see. Okay, November.
Goes well with the wine tasting.
It does, right? November 12th, day at leisure again. If you're doing the full day tour with Travel House, it's going to be a full day, so prepare yourself. So Corinth, it's a full day. Again, we're leaving around 8 a.m. We're thinking we'll be back around 6 or so. Everybody else has the day at leisure. Now, once we get back to the hotel, it's going to be well, maybe an hour or so, because then we're going to leave at 7:45 for our farewell dinner. We did do it later because of the Corinth tour being a full day tour, and then also for once we're also not leaving first thing in the morning the next morning anyway. So November 13th, we're going to do our departure from Athens. So you're probably going to have to check out of the hotel by 11 a.m. or so. So please make sure you check out. The hotel will hold your bags, so don't worry about that. Just go down and say, can you please hold our bags? You can go off and explore, so you can check out earlier than that if you want to, and go sightseeing or souvenir shopping or whatever. Just make sure you're back to collect your bags. Here I would say be there at least 15 minutes early. We're planning to leave promptly at 2 to go to the airport. And then we will take our lovely flight home back on Emirates. We're leaving at 5:20, and then we will get back to Newark at 9:20 p.m. And then we'll take, when you get off the plane, again, we're gonna have to go through customs and stuff. Again, wait at the baggage carousel, because it gets kind of confusing that last day, trying to figure out where each of the buses are, and I have 2 buses, and then making sure the luggage is going on the right bus for whoever's going to that destination. So just be a little bit patient and don't leave the carousel area until we're ready to go, okay? And then we'll take the buses back to the original starting location, and then we'll be home and the trip will be over. Expenses for the trip, just the meals that are not included. Gratuities, if you're doing any of the public tours, please make sure you tip your drivers and guides and all that for the public tours if appropriate. If you want to tip your housekeeper, you can, it's up to you. Tipping isn't done a lot in Greece, so €1 a night, or I think that is everything. So that's kind of the basic itinerary. So we're going to kind of just go through the need to know real quick, and then we'll take any questions. So the bus transportation, again, be at your location about 10 to 15 minutes early, because we have to load all the bags onto the bus. Again, my cell phone is there. The pickup times are there. Sherry and I will be on the Franconia bus. Again, Susan Spears is going to take care of peer pressure people. Access Travel app is just there for the directions if you need help downloading it. Allow push notifications, because if we would make any changes to the itinerary, if you don't have push notifications on.
Again, I'll be right back.
If you don't have push notifications on, it won't update the app. Next, I don't know if any of you have done this before, but in previous years we had the mobile passport app. Okay, and who was it who emailed me about this? Thank you, Kathy. So apparently that is no longer in effect. So now it's actually done by the border control, Customs Border Patrol. So mobile passport, I put the link there if you want to see it. I did Google it in the App Store. I downloaded it real quick. I haven't gone in to add my passport information or anything. So if you don't have global entry, if you do this, once we land coming back into the US, once you're connected to Wi-Fi, like taxiing to the gate or whatever, you can turn on your phone, submit your customs information, that form you normally have to fill out, and it goes right to the passport people. There should then be a sign or a symbol where you can go through a little bit of different lanes. So it depends on how busy passport control is when we come in that night, which I would think it wouldn't be that busy, but who knows. You might get through a little bit faster than the regular passport line. So you can decide if you want to do that, but Newark does participate in it, so you can take a look at that information. The Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, if anybody wants to do this, this is by the State Department. It just gives emergency contact information while you're away if something should happen in Greece or something like that. So it's up to you if you want to enroll in that program. Okay? It just helps the embassy locate you and all that if there's an issue. COVID, you can ignore that line about we require each tour participant to sign the waiver and email or drop it off. Ignore that. Again, it's just the requirements, again, that we have on the itinerary in the COVID section. Also, I highly recommend if you are vaccinated that you take your original physical copy of your COVID card with you. Just keep it with your passport or whatever. You never know when you might need it. Even though it's not required right now, you have it, better safe to take it with you just in case. We do advise everybody bring extra masks, the N95 or KN95. If you start feeling sick during the trip too, I would ask that you mask up. If any of you want to wear a mask, No shaming either way, so do whatever everybody feels most comfortable with, please. I would recommend everybody self-test the day before the trip, which I think is Sunday. So my advice would be, before you go on the trip and you expose everybody else, or you are sitting sick in Greece, that maybe you self-test. If you have travel insurance, it should cover you if you have to isolate. So, travel insurance does not cover self-test. So if you self-test on Sunday, you're positive, call the office first thing Monday morning, okay? But I need you to get into a doctor or an urgent care or lab, because insurance will not cover you from the self-test. You need an official lab or doctor test, okay? So don't wait till into the week where they can come back and say, oh, but your trip started November 7th and you tested on November 10th. Okay, so try and get into your doctor right away. I know a lot of doctors will say, well, you self-tested, you're exposed, we don't need to see you. Explain to them you need it for insurance purposes to get your money back. So, because, you know, they're so busy, a lot of them might try to push you off. And then please let us know right away. I would also recommend, if any of you want, to bring some self-tests with you in case you start feeling ill during the trip. Just today's reality with COVID. So it's entirely everybody's own decisions. These are just recommendations, okay? Bag tags, on the back of those bag tags, there's a place to put your name and address and phone number. Please do that, because the airlines will need that if your bag is lost, so they know how to contact you. And again, please put it on your checked bag. For anybody that is not here, we will have them with us at the bus locations, and you can get them then and put it on your bag before loading your bag on the bus, okay? Buses. So once we, even leaving here from the US, and then when we get into Greece, I ask that you leave the first row of seats available for me and Sherry, because a lot of times we have to consult with the guides, okay? So please leave the first row of seats. If anybody gets motion sick and needs to be near the front of the bus, please let me and Sherry know so we can kind of have you go out. Please stay in the lobby. So even if the bus is sitting there and you see the bus, please don't go out and just sit on it. Wait for us to tell you to go out to the bus, because again, we do a soft count and then an official count when we get on the bus. It just makes it easier for us. If we don't know where some people are and we know that you're missing, like we're like, oh, I didn't see that person, and you're sitting on the bus, we might be running around the hotel 20 million times looking for you. So please don't do that to us. Pay attention to any announcements made on the buses throughout our trip, because sometimes there's last minute changes, pickup times. There might, like the last night at the farewell dinner, if there's any special for leaving your luggage out or anything like that, we would tell you then. We try to save it for when the group is all together, so just kind of keep your ear out for that. Foreign currency, for those of you who bought foreign currency, I will buy it back at whatever rate you paid, which I have all that information, minus any of the shipping costs, because the new company we had to use, it's a whole new world with foreign currency exchange since COVID. So there was some shipping costs kind of added into everybody's rates. So I will buy back, I will not buy back coins, I will buy back bills. Okay, so don't give me any €1 coin. Okay. If you want to get more foreign currency, ATMs are normally the best place to get it. Just make sure your bank knows you're going to be in Greece, so they don't block your card or think it's fraud or anything like that. And they're in the main square. There's normally tons of ATMs and everything from what I'm told. So, okay. Optional sightseeing tours. Okay, so if you have purchased a public tour, the appropriate voucher should have been emailed to you direct from Viator when you placed your order. We also, whatever copies we had, we placed under the documents section. You should have those vouchers with you, presented at time of service, and as proof that you prepaid for your excursion. So don't forget to take them with you. The starting point of the excursion is generally listed on your voucher. You can talk to the hotel front desk or concierge. They can generally probably help you on the best way to get there and back. Please take a minute to look at your vouchers, because I know some of you did have hotel pickup and drop off included with your tours, depending, not everybody, but it depended on what tour you're doing. If you are, please make sure the supplier reaches out to you with that they're picking you up at the hotel and what time. And if not, have the hotel concierge at least 24 hours prior, call them and either reconfirm or try and get it set up for you. So check your voucher to see if it was included or not. Also, with the public tours, another reason we kind of, besides staffing and the amount of time, because for Madrid alone, there were over 200 public tours. So to keep track of everybody and everything, this is why we changed the format for this year, okay? The problem is Viator will a lot of times send last minute notifications. So when you book that tour, you were putting in your information. So make sure you check your emails for anything the supplier may have been emailing you. This is why you should do the travel house tours, because I take care of all that for you. But anyway, so please look for last minute, because last year I was in Madrid, I was getting a lot of notifications and I'm not around and can't always track everybody down. So please just monitor that for any public tours. Any of the travel house tours, again, just be in the lobby. Me and Sherry will take care of you. Tipping is included for any of the travel house tours, so the half-day sightseeing, any of our private tours. You do not need to tip the driver and guide unless you really find somebody fabulous and you want to give them extra money. I'm sure they will accept it. But otherwise, do not worry about it. And again, for the public tours, make sure you're tipping your people appropriately. There are no vouchers needed for any of the travel house tours. Credit and debit cards, because it's connected to your bank account, I would make sure your bank knows. A lot of credit cards now don't care if you're going out of the country, but if yours does, you can let them know so they don't block it. MasterCard and Visa are normally the ones more widely accepted in Europe. Amex and Discover, not quite as much. So if you're going to use Amex and Discover, you might want to take a MasterCard or Visa as a backup, just in case. Okay. I found this information for an ATM cash withdrawal. It says Discover card owners may only use Citibank ATMs. So that might be something you might want to check with Discover if you're planning to use it as your debit card or take cash withdrawals. Baggage, again, there's the information for the baggage. Medication, keep it in the original containers, though I've never had a problem when you put them in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so use your best judgment. If you're going to do that, you might want to carry copies of your prescriptions with you, and that's kind of a good idea anyway, in case something happens and you need to get something refilled. You can ask your pharmacy. Generally, they'll run copies of the prescriptions that you can take with you. Liquids, gels, anything you can pour, pump, squeeze, spread, smear, spray, or spill. So any of that's liquid or gels. 3 ounces or less in 1 quart size clear Ziploc bag in your carry-on. You can put whatever you want and you're checked. Okay, but in your carry-on, that is all you are allowed. And then there is a restriction, or was on powders, which is also on the next page. Suggested items to pack if you have trouble sleeping: eye masks, extra memory cards for any cameras, RFID wallets, because that's a big thing anymore, gloves, ponchos, umbrella, travel alarm, electrical converter and adapter, which we'll go over in a little bit, earplugs. I love airplanes for the planes. Definitely comfortable walking shoes, antibacterial wipes. Also, washcloths are sometimes not given in European hotels, so if you want to take 1 or 2 just in case, but I think ours should probably have it, but just in case. Photos. This is Sherry's area. Travel House welcomes your photos. So we do have a closed Facebook page for this group, which is what she's recording to right now. So anybody who joins the group can watch this presentation again at your leisure, like you would want to. But you can also share photos to this page. You guys can talk to each other on this page. If we find anything interesting, we'll post it on this page. So if you want to join it and you have questions on how, just let Sherry know. Instagram, please tag Travel House and use the hashtag Travel House Trips. Please don't just use Travel House because there's another Travel House in St. Louis, Missouri, so it would be the wrong one, which is why we made it Travel House Trips. You can also email any photos that you think we might like to photos@trblhaus.com, but I would assume the Facebook and the Instagram would be easier ways to share your photos.
And just a word, if you do upload a photo to the Facebook group page, that is considered public property unless you specify, say, please don't share this anywhere else. I'll probably grab photos from there to post to our main Travel House page as well. So just if there's a goofy picture of you and you want to share it with everybody in the group, but you don't want it going anywhere else, just let us know and I'll make sure it stays there.
Let's see here. Also, one other thing that I know I did not put in here, I did it for a group and it worked. I know a lot of time many of you ask, oh, can you send out group contacts of everybody in the group and all that? I don't like doing that because of privacy information, but for another group what I did is I sent out with a link to our mandatory booking form. I just sent out a form for that, which I'll email to everybody, and if you want to be on a master list to be distributed to the group, you can fill out what information you want to put on there, and then when we get back, I'll email it out to the entire group for whoever signed up for that, okay? Time difference. So both Athens and us do daylight savings before we leave. So there will be a 7-hour, they are 7 hours ahead of us. Temperature, yay, 65 degrees during the day and about 53 at night, which is a lot warmer than it is right now. So this is good.
Say it again.
About 65 in the highs and about 53 in the lows at night. We already talked about seats and frequent flyer. On the plane, the flight over is 9 hours and 15 minutes. Flight home is 11 hours. Emirates, very good airline. Alcoholic drinks should be included. There should be a TV screen at each of your seats. Though be advised, if you're bringing your own streaming device, you're probably going to have to pay for their Wi-Fi. Okay. Leaving the airport, whether it's in Athens or coming back, again, stay in the baggage claim, collect your luggage, and when it looks like everybody's ready to go and everything, then we'll proceed out of the airport in both locations. Okay. Let's see here. Again, just the hotel information. Generally, there's a hairdryer and safe in each room. There's complimentary Wi-Fi. And the hotel has the restaurant, outdoor pool, and a bar area. Electrical current. So basically, Greece is type C and F, so whatever the Europe adapter is, okay? You do not need a converter unless you're using like the large appliances like hair dryers, curling irons, then you will probably need a converter. But if you're just like plugging your phone in, adapter is all that you need. You just have to make sure to whatever device you're putting the adapter in, that it's multi-voltage, because we're 110, Europe is generally 220 to 240, Greece is 230. So just make sure your device supports that. You can generally see it on the plug. Most phones they cover all the voltages, so you're normally okay.
Okay, what, did you say type C? You didn't say type F.
Yes, type C and F.
Okay, because I have F, and
Yeah.
I use that in Austria, so I'm
Yeah,
going to bring that.
you're fine. Yeah, you should be
I just
fine.
want to make sure.
Yeah.
Shuko or something like that.
Yeah, you're fine. And you can generally get them from Walmart and Amazon. Cell phone, check with your cell phone provider and see if there's international plans, because it all depends on your provider, because you don't want unexpected charges or phone calls. If you don't know what to turn on and off on your phone, talk to your cell phone provider. They'll tell you what you need, cellular data. They'll tell you what you need to turn on and off for your phone. Internet access, there should be some hotspots in the square. But mostly, I think most of you are probably using it in a hotel, which we should have. There's a list of travel apps there. Some of the ones we use most are Viber and WhatsApp. Generally, I use WhatsApp a lot. that you can do free phone calls back home to whoever has WhatsApp, as long as you're on Wi-Fi. Viber's kind of the same thing. You can also text message if you're on Wi-Fi free. Another good app is the currency conversion, XE. So in case you're like wondering how much is this in US dollars, you have that on your phone. There's also Google Translate. TaxiBeat is for the taxi system in Greece. And then there's a couple other ones, another Greek language one. Greek Gods Free, which sounded interesting about mythology, and Explore Greece. So you can look at some of them and see if they're interested. I'm sure you can Google even more apps if you're interested. Then there's a lot of general information which you can kind of just read through on your own about taxis, public transportation. There's a whole section. Health, tap water safe to drink, but most people do bottled water anyway. You can kind of just read through that with general information. Same thing with the safety. You should be good. Be careful of pickpockets. Europe, it's always a big deal whenever you're out and about. Just be careful about pickpockets. Tipping. They say restaurant bills normally include any service charge. So you can read that section, and that might be something that you want to look at for any of your restaurant bills. VAT taxes. A lot of times if you spend more than a certain amount in a store, they normally have it marked VAT. You can get it back and apply for it at the airport. At the end, we'll ask if anybody has any VAT that they need to declare, and we'll see if we can figure out where you need to go at the airport when we're leaving to do that. What to wear, just casual stuff, nothing is dressy, so wear what you're comfortable with. None of our dining is dress up, so you don't have to bring dresses or anything unless you want to. The dining section just has a list of general things that you might want to eat and all that kind of stuff, and same with the shopping guide. And then just our good traveler code. Travel's unpredictable by nature. We try to anticipate any unwelcome surprises. So keep a good-natured attitude and we'll all have a great time. The world has become a lot more stressful due to COVID, and the travel world has been having its issues getting back on track. So let's just go with the flow and have a good time. We'll figure it all out. And then there's a little do's and don'ts section, and I think we're good. So does anybody have any questions? Nobody? Yes?
Lisa, I'm not sure if we have all this last information that you
It's attached to the Access Travel app under the documents section. So you can download it or read it on your phone from there. Okay? Yeah.
We do have 3 ladies watching online, so if you could just wave and say hi, we won't do it.
Who's watching online?
We have Tracy Yergi and Lori Neff,
Yay.
and then Kit Harker is watching. Her daughter is going with Susan there, so.
We promised to take care of Kit.
Yeah.
Okay. I know during the time, sometimes Sherry and I, when we're going out to dinner, I don't know what we're doing yet. We haven't looked at it, but we might say, hey, we're going out here. Anybody who wants to join, just let us know by so-and-so time. Anybody's welcome to join us. So we have to plan it because a couple of those day tours are really long. So we have to take a look and kind of figure it out. But if any of that's going on, we'll let you know. Or you can just come up and ask and say, hey, where are you guys going out to dinner tonight? Because anybody is more than welcome to join us, okay? Yes.
I have 2 questions actually.
Yes.
For our group dinners, do
Yes.
we have access to the full restaurant menu, or because it's a group or
It'll be a set menu. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm actually waiting on them.
Okay. I was gonna say, dietary restrictions.
Email me or
Okay.
call me and let me
Okay.
know.
And then second question, are we required to check our bag? I typically carry
No.
it no matter where I go. So
No, if you don't want
I
to check
can
a
carry
bag,
on everything, okay.
absolutely.
All right, thanks.
Yep, just make sure it fits in the
Yep,
overhead.
yep.
Yep. Nope, you're good. That makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yes,
Yes.
I think we're arriving back in Denmark at 9:20 p.m. Rough idea what time we'd end up at Franconia Heritage.
No, but you gotta remember, we have to do customs and get all of us through customs when we get back, so I would say we're probably looking 12:30, 1 a.m., I hate to tell you. I mean, that's a guess. I'm assuming there's not gonna be traffic that time of night. And like I said, I'm hoping we all breeze right through customs. I've never done an international flight where you get in this late, so it'll be different. Yeah, it was a little weird doing this because I'm so used to arriving in the morning and then coming back in the morning. So I'm looking at all the times, it's like it was just a little bizarre. We're going right to dinner when we arrive. So we'll be eating on the plane, and then when we get there, we'll be eating, and then we'll be going to bed. That's always a good practice. Yes. Anybody else? It's always a lot of fun. We love these. It's been so sad that it's been so long since we've done it. It feels so long since Madrid. So, yeah. I'm like looking through stuff and I'm like, what do we used to do, Sherry?
Also, if any of you are planning to use the WhatsApp app to communicate with somebody, I highly suggest making that person download it and testing it out while you're still home. Don't try to do it once you get there, because they send them an email or something. It takes a little bit sometimes to get connected. So if you're not connected with them, do it now rather than waiting till you get there.
Yes. Anybody else? No?
Just a little comment about texting.
Yeah.
But I don't do much, so I figure, but I text. So that's how I keep track of my daughter. I text her all the time.
Okay. Well, she's going to be with you, so you don't need to keep track of her.
Well, yes, I do, in case I lose her. And all you always can be lost. So.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
If anybody is lost, that would be the one exception, to try and call my cell phone right away.
But wouldn't texting work too? Because that would work.
It would,
Like,
yes.
Hey, I
yes.
am lost. I'm okay. You're gonna
Yes.
look at that text and
Yes.
say, okay, let's go.
Yes, especially if you're on one of the travel house tours, because obviously if you're not there, I will then be turning on my phone and looking at it to see if I can figure out where you
Because
are.
that's how.
Yeah. Is Jean Simmons coming with us this year, or whoever?
I don't know what I'm bringing.
Okay.
It'll be something.
She brings something and takes a picture wherever. Yeah. Anybody else? We have a lot of new people this year, so that's awesome. I'm so glad. It makes me happy. Okay, well, any questions? We're really easygoing. If you have questions during the trip, Sherry and I are always around. And like I said, if you want to hang out with us or whatever, just let us know. I mean, you guys are also great incorporating the long time ones with the new ones. You're also great in incorporating and involving everybody, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, I guess we're good. We can socialize that.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll see you soon.